Morning, my dear students. Welcome to the session on portal method. So we have started discussing unit 2 of structural analysis 2 subject uh, in the last session. So today in this session we will discuss portal method, the approximate analysis of building frame for lateral loads by portal method. Okay, so this is proposed by Albert Smith in 1915, way back in 1915. So when you just recall from the last session uh, that the approximate methods involve some assumptions to make the solution simple. Okay, this is uh, this is our discussion in the last session. Okay, so to make your analysis simple in portal method, what are the assumptions that will help you to make an indeterminate structure to a determinate structure? So if you see, already we know the first assumption, that again I'll repeat it here. So assumption 1, an inflection point or point of contraflexure occurs at the mid height of each column and at the midpoint of each beam. Okay, so this is uh, how we assumed, okay, in the last session, right? So in the other way you can say it in simple single line sentence, right? Like the inflection point occurs at the middle of each member. Okay, that's simple it is. So the only difference that is in the second assumption. Okay, so let us see what is that second assumption that is differing the methods. So you have different assumption in portal method. The second one, first one is common in both the methods. So either it is portal method or cantilever method, first assumption is same. Okay, so inflection point occurs at the middle of each member in the structure. Okay, right. So the second assumption is different in portal method and it is different in cantilever method. So what is the second assumption in portal method? So total horizontal shear at each story is divided between the columns of that story such that the interior columns carry twice the shear of exterior column. This is what is the second assumption. Okay, so story shear is related between the interior columns and exterior columns. This we will discuss extensively. So remember, to solve a structure approximately for lateral loads by portal method, you need two assumptions. First assumption, point of contraflexure or inflection point occurs at the middle of each member. That second assumption is that the column shear is related between interior columns and exterior columns. Okay, so interior columns carry twice that of exterior columns. The column shears are related like this. Okay, so this is what is the right. So if you want to just have a equation form, so shear, we will just note it as V, right? Interior column shear, let us say interior column shear is equal to exterior column shear, if you just write it like this. So the relation is that interior column shear is twice the shear of exterior column, right? So this is in the form of an equation. Okay, this is related to a column, let us say interior column and exterior column, IC and EC, let us take. So interior column shear is equal to 2 times the exterior column shear. So for example, exterior column, what is exterior column and what is interior column? Let us take a 2-bay single story structure. So these are exterior columns, this is interior column. Okay, so just for example, the exterior column shear is say 10 kilonewton. So what will be shear in the interior column? 20. This is the assumption. Okay, this is the assumption, right? So if the exterior column shear value is 10, interior column shear will be 2 times 10, 20. Okay, so this is the assumption. Okay, so you have two assumptions for Portal method. First one is inflection point or point of contraflexure occurs at the midpoint of each member. Second one is interior column shear is equal to twice that of exterior column shear. I am reading the same equation, so this is simple, right? For somebody who just wants to make it simple, you just read this equation, right? So what is the second assumption in Portal method, right? So just read that shear in interior column is equal to 2 times the shear in exterior column. That's it. Okay, right. Let us see why that assumption is made by the Smith. Okay, right. If you assume that each bay is made of a portal, okay, so this is like the frame, original frame. If you split this into different portal frames, okay, so this is one such portal frame and then the second one. Okay, so the interior column is composed of 2 columns. Now you can see this part of the structure is made into twice, 2 times. Okay, so that is what is the basis for the assumption. Okay, so interior column, as you look at it, is not just a single column, it is a combination of 2 columns when it is in a frame. That is how the assumption is built up. Okay, so thus the interior column carry twice the shear of exterior column. Okay, right. So this is the basis for the second assumption. How based on what the second assumption is being told, right? Okay, now let us see how your building frames will become determinate by imposing the assumptions that we have just learned. Okay, So if you impose these assumptions onto an indeterminate structure, how your degree of static indeterminacy is becoming 0. So ds0 means what? It is a determinate structure. Okay, ds more than 0, it is indeterminate structure, degree of static indeterminacy. Okay, so let's start from the simplest frame, single base single storied frame. Okay, right, what is the degree of static indeterminacy of this frame? Right, if you remove this support, what happens? It is a cantilever, single, one end fixed, other end free. It is a cantilever. So this is extra, right? Excess support. How many reactions are there? 3. So 3 excess reactions means what? ds is equal to 3. So indeterminacy value is 3. Now you apply assumptions onto that. See how that is becoming determinate. That is being made here. So first assumption, each member has got the point of contraflexure at the middle of that member. So 1 and 2, 3, there are 3 members. So we got 3 zero moment equations. So you have 3 reactions and 3 equations because of the first assumption, that is becoming 0. Then why we are not going for second assumption for this? Because there is no interior column, both are no exterior columns. So second assumption is not required here. Okay, so with just first assumption itself, that is being made determinate. Okay, so single storied building frame is becoming determinate by imposing first assumption itself. No need of second assumption. Right, going for the next case. So two bay single storied frame. So how many excess support reactions are there? So 1, 2 extra supports, because even if you remove these 2 supports, your structure is stable, because this is one end fixed, the other ends are free, right? So this is becoming cantilever by removing 2 supports. So each support you have 3 reactions, so total 6 extra reactions are there, unnecessary, unwanted. Okay, so even with this single fixed support, it is stable. So why you have these 6? They are excess, they are in excess. So 6 is the degree of static indeterminacy. So to solve this structure, you need 6 more equations. Okay, so this 3 unknowns we are able to solve with 3 equilibrium equations. That's it. Okay, so these 6 are extra, excess. So you need 6 more equations to solve this. So now you apply the assumptions. So first assumption, how many hinges or how many internal hinges are nothing but how many point of contraflexures are possible? 3 columns, 2 beams, total 5. So 5 equations from first assumption, plus there are exterior columns and 1 interior column. So 1 second assumption is possible. Second assumption is possible. With that second assumption, you can get 1 additional equation. What is that? So if you can just say column number 1, column number 2, column number 3. Okay, so V, that means shear in column 2. that means interior, is equal to 2 times of shear in column 1, or V in column 2 is equal to V in 2 times V in column 3. Both are same because shear in column 1 and 3 are same. So either this or this. So only one is possible. So that one shear relation we say. So 5 plus 1 total 6 extra equations for 6 extra unknowns, excess unknowns. That is making you the 2-bay single storied frame as determinate. So by assumptions proposed by the Smith, you are getting the number of required excess equations with just the assumptions, and your structure is becoming determinate. Okay, so this is the actual structure. After applying assumptions, actual degree of indeterminacy is 6. Now the degree of indeterminacy is 0. By what? By applying assumptions. So that's how the Smith made the analysis much simple. Okay, so Portal method of analysis is simple. Otherwise, what you need? You need 6 equations, 6 compatible equations to be framed. Okay, so this is to go for exact analysis. It's very difficult, right? It's a very lengthy process. Okay, so instead, just with the 2 assumptions, you can go for approximate solution. And you can get all the shear forces, bending moment, axial loads in all the members. Okay, that we will see how we solve that. Okay, this is just to apply the Portal method assumptions and see how your structure become the determinate, right? So let's go to the next case, 3-bay single storied. Likewise, you can check any number of bays and stories. Okay, just for clarity, that practice how the structure is becoming determinate. Okay, so now here 3 supports excess. Okay, so 3 3s 9. Static indeterminacy is 9. So you need 9 additional equations. So column number 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 columns and 3 beams. Total 7 hinges are possible. So 7 equations, and you need 2 more. Okay, so this is 7 plus 2. What are those 2? There are now 2 interior columns. So shear in column 2 is equal to 2 times shear in column 1. So relate 1 and 2. Then relate 3 and 1. So column 3 shear is equal to 2 times column 1. Or you can relate column 2 with 4 and 3 with 4. Anything. Both are same. Okay. Interior columns must be related to exterior column. Okay, that this is how you are getting 2 more equations. So 7 plus 2, 9, minus 9, 0. Right. So likewise, now that was when you increase number of bays, what is going to happen? Now let us see number of stories. If you increase, how your assumptions are satisfying the determinacy, right? So let's take single bay 2-storied building frame. This is 1 bay and 2 stories. So static indeterminacies, I was talking about the previous session, that you need to cut the structure to make it determinate. Okay, so now you have 2 cantilevers. Okay, this is one part of the cantilever, another part of cantilever. Okay, so two cantilevers likewise. Okay, so this is and another one. So two determinate structures. Okay, right. So what you have cut the structure at two locations. So each internal section will have three reactions because it is two-dimensional. So 3 plus 3, 6 excess equations, right? 6 excess equations required. 6 excess unknowns are there. Okay, so what are those 6 equations? So put the first assumption. So 4 columns and 2 beams, 6. Okay, so without going for second assumption, what is the reason why you are not able to, or why the second assumption is not required? Because there is no external and internal columns, only external columns are there, no internal column, because it is a single bay structure. If there are two bays, you will have interior column, right? Okay, right. Going for the next case, same here. So there are 3 such sections are required. 3 3 is 9. So again you have 9 excess equations and you have 9 hinges or the point of contraflexures. Okay, so determinate. So now if you go for both number of bays and number of stories, then let us see how it is. So 1 2 3 4. Okay, so now let us say this is column 1, story 1, story 1, column 2, story 1, column 3. Likewise, story 2, column 1, story 2, column 2, story 2, column 3. Okay, so now there are 4 cuts. For 3 is 12 is the indeterminacy value. Then by putting the hinges at the middle of the member, you have 10. So this example is already seen in the last session, and the 2 more equations are by shear relations. So one relation is possible in the story 1, another relation is possible in story 2. Those are the 2 equations, either this or 1 2 and 1 3. Either first column or third column you can relate with column 2. Both are same, right? So shear in C12 is equal to 2 times shear in C11, column in first story and first column, right? So this is how it is. Same, shear in column 2 2 is equal to 2 times shear in 2 1. So 2 more equations, total 12, 10 plus 2. So this become determinate structure. Okay, right. Similarly, the other examples that you can work out. Okay, so this is how you are going to impose the assumptions and check the structure which is indeterminate becoming determinate. Okay, so again, assumption 1 proposed by Smith for Portal method of analysis is each member will have the point of contraflexure at the middle. Second assumption is interior column shear is equal to 2 times the exterior column shear. Okay, so these are the 2 assumptions. Right, let us see the procedure, how you solve using this Okay, so you have total 5 steps in the procedure. So step 1, calculation of column shear. Okay, so why it is to be started with column shear? Okay, so just I will just read out the steps and we will discuss each step uh, in detail in the next session, right? So step 1, you calculate column shear. Okay, that means VC. Then step 2, you calculate column end moments. Okay, step 3, you calculate beam end moments. Step 4, you calculate beam shear, V in the beam. Okay, next step 5, you calculate axial load in column. Okay, so this is the step by step calculation. We will discuss each step in the next session, right? Thank you.